Hello and welcome. My name is Tad Howard, and today I'll be presenting the Golden Chi Ball. This is a restorative Qigong routine that is extremely helpful and powerful at building the body's Wei Qi field. And this was created by my grandmaster and approved by the head of the Qigong community. It's something that's a safe beginner's level practice for people who have lived the Western lifestyle. Let's begin. Good morning. Welcome to our morning Qigong practice. Let's go ahead and pull down the heavens. I'm just going to bring my shades down, sun's in my eyes. Let's go ahead and roll through the Golden Chi Ball. Go ahead and let's find our breath. Remember, you rock onto your toes on the inhale. Shift your weight into your heels on the exhale. I'm breathing through my nose. I'm opening my lower belly as I inhale. I'm pulling my belly button in and my perineum, the bottom of my pelvis, up on the exhale. I'm opening my heart and closing. Opening and closing. Do this from the side. Opening, closing. Feel the wave of standing on the boat. Shift and sink. Inhale from the bottom up. Sink the heels. Tongue to the roof of the mouth. Tongue to the lower teeth. Finding the body. Finding the smile. Remember, inhale to find your body. Exhale to find your smile. Let's go ahead and shake the 9 gates. So if you recall, we're tapping the heels, and we're shaking the neck, the rib cage, the low back, the hips, shaking out the shoulders, the elbows, and the wrists. Bouncing, feeling soft and buoyant in the feet, and tapping the heels, ankles, knees, and hips. All soft. So once again, 9 gates. Wrists, elbows, shoulders, ankles, knees, hips, neck, ribcage, thoracics, low back, lumbar. Everything's loose. See if you can feel the heart bouncing in the chest. Shake it out. Open it up. When you're ready, just drop in. Again to the boat. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Onto the toes, tongue up. Into the heels, tongue down. Breathe in through the nose. Exhale. And open. Draw in some light. Feel the sunlight fill your body and sink in. Now, traditionally, you always want the sun on your back, but if I do that, you won't be able to see what I'm doing. So this is why I'm wearing sunglasses. Finding the boat, inhaling, exhaling. I'm going to go ahead and gather all this light into the standing posture of metal. Soften the knees, relax the low back, find a nice parallel planting of the feet. Knees are just staying behind the toes. You're holding this big ball, like this big Buddha belly, like this big pregnant belly in front of you. Hold that, breathe into it, and exhale around it. Expanding and surrounding. Tongue to the roof, onto the toes. Tongue to the lower teeth, into the heels. And let's go ahead and begin. So our postures will go from, we've already done shaking the 9 gates. Let's activate standing on a boat. This is actually a posture. This is the second posture of the Golden Chi Ball. Opening. This practice was created by my master, grandmaster actually. Inhale. Exhale. You always want to do about 9 of these. I'm cutting in a couple different angles from different practices. See, I try to do these things every day. So you want to try to do this practice. If nothing else, just this Golden Chi Ball is a great practice to have every day. Now let's move into Phoenix Ascends the Flames. This is a buoyant lifting of the arms as if they're weightless. You can rise up if you want onto the toes, and then you'll sink into the heels, tuck the pelvis, hollow the heart, and gather. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Floating up and sinking down. Phoenix ascends the flames. Phoenix is to the south. I'm actually facing east to the sunrise. Sink in. So let the feet lead. Feet lead hips, lead arms, all led by the breath. Feet, heels sink, pelvis tucks, gathering into the belly, floating it up and sinking it down. This is a rocking as if you're standing on the boat. And sink down. See how much control you can find. See how much weightlessness you can feel. Tongue to the roof, onto the toes, rising. Sinking into the heels. Let's go ahead and do one more. And exhale. Phoenix ascends the flames is followed by monkey leaps from the tree. Go ahead and watch. So the monkey leaps, lands, soft wrists. Now, if you've got issues with any part of your body, any kind of pain, just drop a little ways. Your arms then swing and leap and drop. This is your inhale, exhale. Through the nose if you can. And go lower if you can. You can add the earth sound, H-O-O, on the fall. Two more. Inhaling, filling. Exhale, dropping. Grab the sky and pull it down. Fill the big standing metal posture, the big belly. Exhale. Expanding. Sinking. Go ahead and take your elbows. And let's prepare for snake ascends from the grass. Go ahead and scrub liver 14. Where is that? Liver 14 sits right here underneath your lowest ribs in the front. Liver, spleen. Liver 14 is kind of that rib, diaphragm, lower costal access point. So go ahead and rub that. I'm taking my elbow and I'm dragging it through. I don't know if you recall, King Ride's horse with fiery eyes. This is the same scrub, right? So drag through. But right now we're doing golden chi ball. That's part of the 8 pieces of brocade, okay? And what we're doing right now is snake ascends from the grass. So warm by dragging that whole ulnar edge all the way to the wrist, all the way back out to the elbow, dragging back and forth, warming, and then pull it in. Lift as if you're lifting those ribs. Lift your heart and put yourself into this heart forward presentation. Then sink down as you drag your hands down your inner legs looking forward. Think of it like a catcher's position. Drop into catcher's position. Your hands are right here on the insides of the knees. Why? Because there's a meridian, an energy pathway here called kidney meridian, and you're following your kidney meridian because it runs down the inner legs all the way down to your foot. Actually, kind of comes out to the toe here, but it sits bubbling brook right here, right in the center. That's your grounding point. It's called the bubbling brook or the well. So sink down, releasing to the earth. Let your head hang, and then coil back up. Let's break this down. Sinking down, dragging your hands down kidney to the knees. When you get to the knees, you're in catcher's position. Then you release your head, round your back, and sink down. Then take and tuck your pelvis under like you're going to try to sit down. You're getting ready to sit down. Tuck and then stack each vertebrae on top of that, bringing it all the way up. Exhaling, inhaling. Now, I've learned 2 versions of the breath on this, so go ahead and try one. Try inhaling and then exhaling. That's the reverse of how I usually practice it. Inhale, exhale down. If you've got a doggy, you can't put your head all the way down, otherwise you'll be in doggy zone. You'll end up with a nose in your mouth. Here we go. I think she figured it out. Okay, exhale and inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Sliding down that kidney meridian, releasing to the earth, coiling back up, sinking down, coiling back up. See if you can find your heels as you sink and your toes as you rise. Tongue is on the lower teeth, exhaling. Tongue is on the upper teeth, inhaling. Think of it like a pump. You're bringing your energy down now. Your pelvis activates and you're drawing water up your spine, past your heart, past your neck, up into your third eye. And you're sinking and squeezing it out. Filling again. I like to think of it like a balloon expanding on the inhale, and then the air leaks out. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Now one more rise. And gather. Inhaling. Exhaling. Filling. Surrounding. Onto the toes, tongue up. Finding your body. Into the heels, tongue down. Finding your smile. Gathering the sun and the moon. So, gathering the sun and the moon is a massage of the hemispheres of your brain, the right and left brain. So, let's go ahead and breathe into our toes, tongue up. Exhale into the heels. Finding the boat. Exhale, sink into the heels. Now, I'm going to speak to my right and left. So, this is my left, and this is my right. If I was facing south, which I am now, I would embrace the rising sun and swing back to my center and embrace the setting moon and swing back to my center. Probably getting a lot of wind interference right now. I'm going to try covering the microphones a little to see if that helps. Let's go ahead and scoop up with, take your right hand and scoop up and bring it up to the level of the heart to your side and turn and look between your hands. Now, this hand should be about eye level, and this hand should be right about heart, just below heart level. And then swing it back, scoop and rise, swing it back and set. Now, there's a little work going on in the legs here, and something we always want to follow is the fact that the feet always move first, then the hips, then the hands. So what that looks like is a shift of your weight onto your left leg, and then you turn that right knee in so it lines up with that left knee and come onto a pivot of that back toe. So I'm really just literally stacking on my big toe. And I'm not kicking it back, I'm not flexing it, I'm actually just stacking. T stance, they call it when it's inside like this. Okay. And then you bring it up. Now watch my feet. My feet, then my hips, then my hands. Then I flip, feet, hips, hands. Okay, so it flows like this. So don't worry too much about this transition of feet to hip to hands just now. Just try to bring the hands up together, sink it back down to center, bring the hands up together, sink it back to center. Okay, so this is massaging this whole hemisphere of the brain as you bring it up to the sun And this is massaging the whole hemisphere. Now, I actually think that there's this crossover. So when you're going up to your left, you're working the right side of your brain. And when you go up to your right, you're working the left side of your brain. That may vary in tradition and thought, but that's my thought. Inhaling and exhale. So let's go ahead and get into the practice. Inhale, exhale. Now imagine that there are strings hanging from your upper hand, and your upper hand drifts and lifts, hanging this lower hand, and then swing it back, fluid shifting your weight. Turn the hips and rise. Shift your weight, turn the hips. Here's your inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Gathering the sun, exhale. Gathering the moon, exhale. Next, try to bring your heart out and literally, really bring the shoulder blades together and lift your rib cage, firing these muscles, and bring your heart between your hands. So extend your heart into this space. And exhale, relax, bring it up, and lift your heart into this space. Relax, sink back, and rise. Exhale, rise. Exhale, rise. Exhale, rise. Exhale. Sink back, gather, and set. Gather and set. Gather and set. And create a ball of light standing in the standing posture of metal and prepare to clear the seven centers. Into the heels, tongue down. Expanding and sinking and compressing the chi into a ball. Let's go ahead and clear the seven centers. So this is a visualization activating your Shen. This is a movement of your body activating your Jing, and this is led by your breath and your Qi, activating your Qi. Okay? So imagine that you have this brass basin. Your pelvis is a big brass bowl, and you've got this ball, this glowing ball of light that can flash and change its form and color. And in the front here, it's a fiery red. But as it moves through the midline of your lower pelvis, it turns to water, sparkling blue, and comes up your tailbone, right up that tailbone. It comes across the top, turns back into fire, sinks down, turns into water, and then turns back into fire as it falls, and into water as it rises. Now we have 7 primary centers. Our first chakra, second line, we're going to move the ball through right here. Third line, we're going to move the ball through right here. Fourth line at the heart. Fifth at the throat. Sixth at the third eye. Seventh, about an inch over the head. Okay? Each one of these has a name, but the most important ones are the Hu Yin, Ming, Mean, Bai Wei, Kui Yi. Okay, so those are the primary. So I'll use those as, or you could call it first root chakra, second chakra, which I think of as the dantian, third chakra, which is the stomach, fourth chakra, which is the heart, fifth chakra, which is wisdom and the throat and the voice, sixth chakra, which is connecting to third eye, seventh, the head. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'll do this one to the side so you can really see it. So let's sink in. Let's find the boat and exhale. Inhale. Tongue is on the roof. Tongue is on the lower teeth. Tongue on the roof. Lower teeth. Make the ball. Compress it. I'm actually facing south right now. And this is actually an appropriate direction for the practice, especially if we were doing gathering the sun. Here's the sun, gathering the moon. The moon would be setting over there. But take that ball of light now and let's do clearing the seven centers. So pull that ball of light through the Hu Yin, up the back, through the top of the pelvis, and set. This is led by the breath. So onto the toes, tongue up, bringing water up the tailbone and igniting it into fire as it falls. Excuse me. See if you can see that in your mind's eye. We're going to move the water, the ball of light, through the bottom of the pelvis, up the tailbone, over the top, and sink it back down. Let's start over. So here we are, fill and sink. Expand that ball of light. Compress it into a singularity, a bright singular point of light between your hands. Expand it and sink it. Now pull that through the Hu Yin, the first chakra, bring it up the tailbone, over the top of the pelvis, and exhale it down. Here's your inhale rising. Here's your exhale falling. Inhaling, exhaling. I'm just going to do 3 for each. Go ahead now and rise to about your third lumbar vertebrae, just behind your belly button. Pull it through the dantian, sink it down. Now, can you see this ball of light? Can you see it in your mind's eye? Can you see it turning into blue, sparkling light as it rises? You're outside, draw the blue of the sky into it. And then as it pulls through and you drop your heels and you drop your tongue and you hollow your body, you make this hollow. Imagine this is on fire and you've had to make your body move slightly away from it so it doesn't burn you. Okay, so you're condensing and holding this fire and you're pushing it down. Bring that up, middle of the spine, middle of the lumbar back, and set it. Blue light rising, red light falling. Now let's bring it up. Third chakra, right at the stomach, and sink it down. See the blue rising. You're on your toes, your tongue up, drawing blue light up your spine, right to the bottom of your rib cage. Now you're pulling it through. You're dropping your tongue. You're hollowing your body. Don't burn yourself on this ball of fire. And sink it. Inhaling it up. Exhaling it down. Now to the level of the heart. Draw that watery light. See if you can feel it rising up the internal channel of the spine, the center of the spine, the spinal cord. Now pull it out your chest and sink it down. Inhaling and exhaling. Draw the water up and bring the fire down. Now to the throat. This is our governing vessel. It's the channel that runs along, I believe, our spinal cord, up to the back of the neck, all the way to the top of the head. Drop the tongue, sink the heels, hollow the body, and ignite the fire. Oof. There is a sound for this. In your mind, you can hear S-H-I-I-I, like steam from water on hot metal, and then hear whoa, and bring it down. The wah is the igniting. There's an ancient there's an ancient Taoist riddle. How do you make fire out of water? Exhaling it down. Bringing it now to the back of your skull and out your third eye. Well, if you put electricity into water, move that through the head and sink down. Bring the water up. You split water into hydrogen and oxygen. Exhaling. We're creating the charge by feeling the neural centers filling with water, getting hydrated and activated, and then we ignite the reaction of water split into its base elements, which are highly flammable. Whoa. So down the front is our conception vessel. Up our back is our governing vessel. So we're governing, we're bringing governance, control, moistening the nervous system, and then we're bringing the heat of metabolism, reproduction, elimination down into the bottom of the pelvis, rising and falling. Water now to the top of the head. S-H-I-I-I. And whoa. Tongue drops. The tongue is a switch. Up, it draws water. Up to the top of the head. Down, it sends fire down into the low belly. Inhaling it up. Exhaling it down. And one more. As we've washed and flushed all of our 7 energy centers. Fill and close. And prepare for jade clouds. Gather jade clouds to make a pillow. Expanding, sinking. Now, see jade green in your mind and scoop it up all the way over the top of you. Tuck it in behind your head. Lift your heart. You're on your toes at the top of your inhale. And then you exhale. You bring your elbows together. Bring your chin to your chest. Inhale up. Opening that heart. Exhale. Massage your temples 3 times. Gallbladder meridian access. Grab your beard and stretch it to the earth. Gather. And bow. In the heels, tongue down. On the toes, tongue up. So, and stretch and set the energy to the earth. Gather. Jade green all the way to the occiput, the base of the skull and the back. Opening and bow forward. Inhaling up. Massaging the temples. Grab the beard and set the chi. So tongue up onto the toes. Tongue down into the heels. Tongue up onto the toes. Hold and massage and exhale, tongue down into the heels. Inhale. Really bring those shoulder blades down your back and together. Exhale, really stretch and open that back. Inhale, opening that heart, lifting from the ribs. Exhale, massage and press. Gather and bow. Filling with air all the way up. Massaging your temples 3 times and setting. Gather and bow. Expanding. Massaging while you hold and set. Let's do a couple from the side. Gather and bow. Jade clouds, make a pillow. Gallbladder, massage and set. Gather jade clouds, making a pillow. Exhale. Inhale, massage and exhale. Gather, exhale. Inhale, massage Set. Open now and close and prepare for return to fetal position. Inhaling onto the toes, tongue up. Exhaling into the heels, tongue down, expanding and sinking. Now let's go ahead and put your hands in an open hand prayer. Okay, so here's a prayer. Flip it over. There you go. So you can touch your fingers as best you can. Go ahead and find your knees. You're going to want to sink down. And you're going to want to bring your hands down. Now you're going to take your hands, you're going to scoop them towards your heart, scoop them under and out. Let's try that again. Roll the hands back into open prayer to the heart over the top. So scoop over the top. So if you're trying to bring water onto your face, splashing. Splash, plunge, rotate, splash, plunge. Okay, scoop and push. Okay, but keep the hands together, elbows together. So scoop, coil through, and out. Swimming. Then you're going to spread the waters, gathering them into robin's eggs, binoculars, robin's eggs fixed, and tug them into your kidneys. And you're going to take your wrists and you're going to drag through the kidneys until the wrists touch here at the front, and you're going to drop open. So here it is. And exhale. I try to add this moment at the end of reverence, a prayer open, not closed, but open, bending and bowing down to it. Now, I get low, okay? You can stay up here if you're having any issues with your hips or knees. You don't have to get all crazy. As long as you scoop to the heart, open, gather, put it in the kidneys, pull it back through the ribs, and bow. You're pretty good, okay? But if you can get all the way down, that's even better. So bring it to the heart. Gather the waters, put it in the kidneys. Exhaling and bowing. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. So you open and receive, then you bring it to your heart. You gather the whole world, all the blue of the sky, into the water center of your back, the kidneys. Bring it together in the front and set. Inhale. Dragging through that liver 14, connecting and setting. Here's what it looks like from the back to the heart. Opening. I'm gathering everything into robin's eggs fists and releasing. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. And inhaling and exhaling. Let's just find the rhythm for 4 more. Inhaling, tongue up. Exhaling, tongue down. Coiling up. Feel that roll through the hips and the spine, and then hollow and bow. And 1 more. And exhale. Grab the earth and pull it up. Surround it. Expand it. Surround it. Last is old man searches for a pearl. So this old man is riding home on his horse, and he sees, it's dusk, and he sees this massive pearl in the river. And this isn't actually so we're gonna do today. Okay, inhale, exhale, inhale, Exhale. This is clearing the 7 centers and pressing the earth. Take that ball of chi and bring it up your spine. Exhale it down. Now bring it through the belly and stack it on your back, horseback. Exhale down the back of your legs. Inhale, fill your belly, 6 direction expansion. Exhale, press the earth. Inhale up, dragging up kidney meridian right up to liver 14 and set. So go ahead and take that ball of light and just like clearing the 7 centers, inhale it up your spine, all the way over the top of your head, and then drop your heels in, drop your tongue, and bring the energy down to the pelvis. Now take that ball and move it through the pelvis, bend the knees slightly, arc the back so you get this nice curve like a horseback, and pull that energy through and set it right there on the back. Then break it into 2 and massage it like 2 warm balls of light down the back of the hamstrings. And then plant your fingers. I like to put my fingers together and push my palms in. And then exhale down. Inhale up and set. So once again, bring the energy up the spine and down the front, through the body, down the back of the legs. Now, let's look at the breath here for a second. Expand your belly. Imagine this area below the belly button is a balloon. That means it can expand out to the sides, front and back, up towards your head and down in the bottom of your pelvis. 6 directions of expansion, okay? So this means you want to feel your ribs expand, your sides expand, your belly expand. You want to feel press up into your rib cage and diaphragm and a press down into your pelvis with the breath, okay? So let's go ahead and just bring it up and set it. Go ahead and bring the ball up the spine. Exhale it down. Through the body, down the legs. Inhale, drawing the earth into 6 directional expansion in the belly. And then press into the earth through the palms. Inhale up and set. Bring it up. Exhale it down. Inhale it through you. Exhale it down. Fill your belly. Press the earth. Inhale up. Exhale down. Bring it up the spine and down the front. Through the body and down the legs. Fill the belly 6 directions. Press the earth. Inhale up. And exhale down. Now let's add a variation. Instead of coming up the centers, like we were doing before, we're going to actually gather the stars and press the earth, okay? And we have a little technical difficulty there for a second. Let's see if I can tempt this kitty to go look for a rock. There you go, okay? So let's gather and set. Now, the way you do this one is you gather. You saw this in the 8 pieces of brocade. Gathered, okay? So you come across and then drag through, stacking it on the back, and then down. And then bring it back up, okay? Let's just stay with the first form, okay? So take that ball and just bring it up the spine. Exhale it down. Inhale it through. Exhale it down. 6 directions. Press the earth. Inhale up. Exhale down. Let's do 3 more. Tongue drops. Tongue to the roof. Tongue drops. Tongue to the roof. Tongue drops. Tongue to the roof. Tongue drops. Let's do it again. Bring it up the spine. Into the heels. Onto the toes. Into the heels. Onto the toes. Into the heels. On the toes. In the heels. Last one. Pull up the earth. Bring down the sky. Pull up the earth. Bring down the sky. Pull up the earth. Bring down the sky. Gather and come to prayer. Pull up the earth and bring down the sky. Pull up the earth. Bring down the sky. Stay left on this third. Head left. Gather and set. Tongue up. Tongue down. Gather. Set. Come to prayer. Say thanks for being in this space. And say thanks to this space for being in you. Namaste and blessings.